Hi everybody, and welcome back to Tuesdays with Leyla. I'm so glad that you all could join me here this Tuesday. And to those of you that are new to me, new to my channel, I want to say hello and welcome. I'm Leyla, and on Tuesdays I upload a positive, motivating video that is chronicling my weight loss journey. So without further ado, we'll go on. So this week, last week I had updated you on my food journal and how that's going, and I want to say it's going very, very, very well. I get really excited when it's time to write stuff in there. I've definitely upped my water game. I ate half a yogurt for breakfast the other day. I was so excited. I could only get half of it down. I did unfortunately start to get a little nauseous through it, but it's an improvement. So, you know, it's just little baby steps. You know, it's always little baby steps to get somewhere. So I did give myself a pretty good sticker because I did have my 3 meals and I had my 3 snacks, but I only had 2 waters. But, you know, sometimes you just have to take what you can get, you know, one accomplishment at a time. So, that's going fantabulous. I'm really liking that. It's really helping me keep on track and really look at things. And I will say, I think because I have put that up for myself to do, and I've been really trying to follow it and get everything filled in because I want a happy face sticker so bad, that 2 pounds off on the scale, which is phenomenal because the scale hasn't moved in so long, and so I'm so excited. And I know it's only like 2 pounds here, a pound there, a pound, you know, all of those pounds add up. And sometimes, you know, we get a little frustrated when we don't see them falling off very quickly. And for me, I really don't want to see them fall off very quickly because, and I've said it before, one of my absolute worst fears is having excess skin. So, you know, that's always been one of my absolute worst fears. And I am a member of Team 383, wonderful Facebook community, and that's part of the driving force behind my Tuesdays with Leyla series, is kind of inspired from being a part of that group. And Brian Fleming, the co-founder of Team 383, who lost 383 pounds over a year, doing a weight loss journey of his own, he was recently featured on an episode of TLC's new series called Skin Tight, and it's about people who have lost a lot of weight either naturally or gastric bypass. Now, Brian lost his naturally. I'm not saying natural as opposed to gastric bypass. I'm just saying, you know, there's gastric bypass, there's lap band, there's other weight loss surgeries, and then he just did it without surgery. So naturally. So I just want to disclaim that if weight loss surgery is what you resorted to, then hey, more power to you, because that's a painful, long recovery. I'm not one for that. So anyway, I digress. He was on the show because losing that much weight and, you know, almost 400 pounds in a year, that's really, sorry, my heat just kicked on. Old house, old vents, it gets a little loud. So if that's in the background, I do apologize. But anyway, because he lost all of that weight over a short period of time, which a year is a very short period of time for almost 400 pounds, he had a lot of excess skin. I want to say it was around 50 or so pounds of excess skin and just hanging there, very uncomfortable. You know, that kind of inhibits your movement and everything else. So anyway, he was featured on this episode of TLC's Skin Tight, where he's had 4 skin reduction surgeries, 4 of them. And actually, he just posted a video the other day of them pulling out one of the drain tubes, and I commented on it. I was like, it's like one of those magic tricks where they're pulling the handkerchiefs out and they just keep going. And I was like, where's that gonna end? What is that draining? You know, I mean, I pulled out some drain tubes before. They're usually about that long. But so anyway, that, you know, for me, what I was getting to originally before I went off on to, I have no clue where I'm even at now, is that one of my biggest fears about losing weight is having excess skin. And I do kind of, I've lost a total of 31 pounds since last February, or no, since last March. So in the course of about a year, I've lost 30 some odd pounds. Now, for me, weight loss is a difficult journey. Because I have an autoimmune disorder called a Hashimoto's hypothyroidism. I can't take medication for it. It really doesn't do anything for me. Unfortunately, it's not that I don't make enough of the T4 or the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. I make plenty of that. I have plenty of T4. My reverse T3 and T4 uptake is fine. But the problem is, well, I guess my reverse and uptake is not fine, but because what the problem is that my cells don't carry enough receptors to pick up the T4. My cells actually make antigens to get rid of the excess T4. That's why it's an autoimmune disorder. It's my body responding to something that's in my body as foreign. So I don't take it in, so my metabolism is very slow. I'm always very tired, intolerant to cold. My hair falls out. I have eyebrow alopecia. My neck is starting to swell up a lot more. I'm so afraid I'm going to have a thyroidectomy because it makes so much. It just keeps getting bigger because it keeps trying to make more and more and more, but I'm just not taking it up and taking it up. So, because of that, it is a little bit more difficult for me to lose weight. I don't like to say it's nearly impossible because I believe anything is possible and it's mind over matter, such as I'm allergic to cats and dogs, but I refuse to let that bother me because I love my dogs. And, but I mean, I know that some things you can't mind over matter, but I don't speak that, it's impossible, you know. I believe everything is possible. So I just don't speak that, you know, and that's part of where I get my motivation and my positive outlook is that I'm a firm believer in quantum physics and quantum mechanics and that we are the creators of our reality. And I believe that if you say something, you make it reality. You know, so that's why I don't speak those negative things like it's impossible, it can't be done, I don't use the word can't, because I believe I can try, I can always try. So that's just kind of my positive take on that, and it just kind of got me into this mindset of thought. And I know I am like all over the place today because my poor little brain is just got like 8 million little things going through it at once. And I'm trying to organize it as I talk, which is not easy to do, but I'm trying to make it happen. But anyway, that whole mindset, that whole thought, you know, I lost 2 pounds. I'm keeping up with this food journal, you know, this and that, you know, Brian was on the show. I'm watching the handkerchief trick with his drain tube. And, you know, all those things are going through my mind, and I'm like, all of a sudden this little thought pops up and says, boop, outcomes. You know, it's like, where did that come from? But it got me to thinking about outcomes and how we put this mindset of where we want to be, how it wants to be, and what it must be. And when we start to fall away from that, or we're not seeing that happen in that specific set amount of time or something like this, we get very discouraged. And for me, that's where I will use the words like almost impossible. I suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder, which is why I don't try to put specific outcomes on certain things, because if I don't get to it, or while I'm working towards it, I start to obsess about it, and then it almost cripples me, because then that's all I can do is think about the outcome, and I'm trying to make that reality fit in the way I want to. And when little road bumps and hiccups come up in the road, you know, I'm like crippled. I'm stuck, because I'm like, okay, now this is not going according to plan, and I have to stick to this plan, blah, 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 blah. So I try not to put myself in those situations. I'm close to it with the food journal, but I'm still in a safe zone where, you know, yes, I want to fill it all in so I can get the happy face sticker, but that's kind of what I've put as the goal, is the happy face sticker, not the information, because then I can just think about happy face stickers, which puts me in a good mood, and then I don't dwell. So, But anyway, like I said, talking about outcomes, I think sometimes we do get hung up on that, on it's got to be this way by a certain amount of time and things like that. And I guess fortunately in my case, because I do know my disease very well, that I know I can't put those concrete specifics on things, or else it will cripple me, and I know that it will, so I have to leave space, just leave openness for other things to happen. And I think that just puts me in such a much happier frame of mind and a much happier thought process, and just makes things so much easier to deal with. So, is anybody else out there crippling themselves by, fixating on an outcome or a goal? Even, I wouldn't necessarily say an outcome, but a goal that you're just fixated on and it's not going according to plan. I would say this, my positive affirmation for you today is let it go. And don't fixate on the outcome, but the journey that you're taking to get there, because that is where the magic is happening, is, in the journey, not at the end. The magic, once you're at the end, you're there, it's done. But while you're doing the process, that's where the magic takes place. So that would be your positive affirmation. Let it go. Let it go. I won't sing. I've done that once before. Did I ever say I could sing? No, but do I do it all the time? Absolutely. So here's your positive quote for today. And I found this and I was like, oh, I love this. I love this. This is so perfect. It's kind of it's going to be my mantra for the week. And that's another thing I'm going to get into, I think, next Tuesday, is about mantras, because I really do wholeheartedly believe in those. So anyway, let's move on. This is from Live Hard, Love Hard. I couldn't find a specific author, so it just may be one of the anonymous quotes, but it's from Live Hard, Love Hard. It says, let go of the need to see a specific outcome, and you make room for miracles far beyond what you would have imagined. And I thought, that's perfect, because that's kind of what I do, is I like I said, the magic happens during the journey, not at the end when it's over. So I really, really love that quote. So that's kind of where I was today, and that's what I have for you today. Make sure that you leave down below in the comments anything you're struggling with, anything you want me to touch on in a subject. I don't know everything, but I can research, and I don't mind doing that because I like to learn new things. But I can talk about different things, strategies, what I'm doing, anything you want to hear. Just let me know down below in the comments. Be sure to subscribe so that you can keep up with me every Tuesday. If you're not a beauty lover, because this is also my beauty channel, I do want to let you know that you can specifically subscribe to a playlist, not necessarily my whole channel, so that you will be updated whenever I update or upload a new Tuesdays with Leyla. You can just subscribe to that playlist. So I just wanted to put that out there, because not everybody that's watching this is like, okay, now she's doing makeup again. What the heck? Let's get back. You can subscribe just to the Tuesdays with Leyla playlist. And all you have to do is when you click on the playlist, you hit subscribe there. And you don't have to do the rest of the channel if you don't want to. But if you want to stay around, you absolutely can. And I appreciate it. So anyway, I'm just all over the place today. I want everybody to have a wonderful and fabulous day, and I will see you next week. Ciao.